Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be talking about the Washington Commanders being the favorite to draft running back Bijan Robinson out of Texas. So I'll talk about that and what I would think if we drafted him at 16. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Also with that like button and that notification bell as well. It really does help out the channel a ton. So we are about a month away from the NFL draft, and the Washington Commanders currently are the favorite team to draft running back Bijan Robinson. Very, very interesting right there. You guys can see this is a couple weeks ago, or I guess a few days ago, and the odds changed a little bit recently. So the Commanders are plus 400 to draft Bijan Robinson, and then you got the Chargers at pick 21 at plus 500, then the Cowboys, and then the Eagles who have a pick at 10 and 30. So we are the favorite to draft him, which pretty surprising if you ask me, considering yeah, we don't have elite running backs yet. I don't know. Maybe Brian Robinson could be that guy. But, Gibson is a solid pass-catching back, or he has potential to be a good pass-catching back and can be an okay runner for you. And then you have Brian Robinson, who over the second half of the season had a really good season running the football. He was top 10 in a lot of stats in terms of running in the second half of the season. So I really like Brian Robinson. And for me, yes, Bijan Robinson's a great player, and he's one of the best running backs that have come out in the out of the draft in a while. But I think we have far bigger needs than running back. I mean, running back, I would say we're at least average or slightly above average at the running back position. There's other positions where we're far below average, or at least below average. Like tight end, I think we're below average. You got, tackle below average, guard, center below average, unless Chase Roulier comes back and he's healthy, but we still could add another guy there. And then I would say, yeah, tight end below average, quarterback, we don't really know, but I mean, you still don't have a franchise QB. Maybe Sam Howell can be that guy. And then on defense, you have linebacker, which is a big need. Probably wouldn't draft in the first round, but still a big need. And you can address that maybe in the second or third round or in free agency if they clear up some cap space. Made a video on the linebacker position yesterday and why I think it's been a mistake the last 4 years for them to not address it. So that's one thing. Another position, and then cornerback and slot cornerback as well. Those are all positions that I would rather draft at 16 or even later than drafting Bijan Robinson at 16. And I just think, yeah, again, he's a great player. Let's go over some stats, and then I'll give you my thoughts on why I just would not do it. So, 2022, 258 attempts, 1,600 yards, 6.1 yards per attempt, 18 touchdowns. I mean, he is very, very efficient and had a great amount of production this past season. Explosive plays you can see every single season. He had a run of over 60 yards and two of over 75, or 2 seasons with a run of over 75, and also is somewhat explosive as a receiver. A reception for 42, 38, and 35 in 3 seasons, and is an elite pass catching back, but does enough. 314 yards, average 16.5 yards per catch, and 2 touchdowns as well. He's a beast, 6 foot, 220 pounds, and again, probably the best prospect coming out of the draft since Saquon Barkley. He's that good. But again, it's just, for me, running back is not a position you take in the first round. Unless it's late in the first round, or if it's a team that is basically complete and they just need one more thing, and those teams can afford to take a running back like Bijan Robinson in the first round because they're very, very close, and something like that might push them over the edge, an elite talent like that. But Bijan Robinson probably isn't pushing us over the edge. Again, we have solid running backs. The team like the Eagles, who have 2 first-round picks and are already an elite team, that makes much more sense. Or even the Chargers. Yeah, are they complete? No, but they're closer to winning a Super Bowl than, let's say, us. And Bijan Robinson, especially with Eckler possibly being gone, that could make sense to the Chargers. And let's see the other teams they had here. Cowboys, maybe, but they have Dallas They have Tony Pollard. Bengals, doubt it. Saints, doubt it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I could see that. I don't know why that's that far down. I could see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafting him, but maybe they think they're going to get a quarterback. But again, for me, I rather the Commanders, especially cornerback is the top option. And hey, some people are going to be like, well, Christian Gonzalez, Devin Witherspoon, they're not going to be there, or even Joey Porter, but I don't think he really fits what the Commanders run on defense. But they're going to be like, well, those guys are probably not going to be there. Well, okay, if that's not the case, maybe there's a tackle there. If that's not the case, which I doubt there's not going to be one of the top 3 tackles or top 2 corners are probably not going to be there. And if those guys aren't there, well, trade back. If you can't get the best value possible, you're still going to get some good players in the late first round if you trade back a little bit. Keely Ringo, cornerback out of Georgia, would be good. Deontay Banks, cornerback out of Maryland, would be good. Broderick Jones, tackle out of Georgia. Torrance, the guard out of Florida, is another option in late first round. Maybe you could get a tight end. I still think late first round, a little bit too early for a tight end, but you could do that to help out your young QB. Again, that's not the best value. And maybe if you trade back into the late first round, I would be okay with them drafting Bijan Robinson, but I still wouldn't love it. I still wouldn't love it because of the position and how easy it is to not get elite talent at the running back position, but it's very easy to get average it's very easy to get average play at the running back position. And even in the draft, like late rounds, you can find like above average guys. Like this past year, Brian Robinson, 3rd round. I think he's going to be an above average running back in this league. Isaiah Pacheco, 5th, 6th, 7th round? I think it was the 5th, but maybe later out of Rutgers. Probably going to be an average to above average running back. You got Dameon Pierce, I think 5th round, 4th or 5th round. He was a stud. You have Breece Hall, I think he was in the 2nd round. So you don't need to get a guy in the 1st round. You do not need to get a guy in the 1st round to have a very good running back on a 4-year deal for very cheap, okay? And yes, you're going to get Bijan Robinson for pretty cheap on a first round contract and rookie contract compared to the other running backs that are getting paid elite money. But you don't need an elite running back to go far in the playoffs, and Super Bowl definitely you don't need to. And I'm not. That's way too far ahead for us. I'm not. I would love to even be consistently in the playoffs, and there are teams that are paying running backs that do get there, like the Cincinnati Bengals. But I don't know. It is an interesting dilemma. People want to help out the young rookie QB, and that makes sense. But I think there's other ways to do it, like offensive line. Maybe you trade back, get a corner, and you get a late 2nd round pick with your trade back, and you're able to take a lineman in the 2nd and a tackler, guard, and a tight end, something like that. Some of his moving on to some of his combine stats: 4.46 40-yard dash, 37 vertical jump, and 10.4 broad jump. So pretty solid. And NFL comparison: Josh Jacobs. I think it'll be better than Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs just had a great year, but again, like, just because you have an elite running back doesn't mean anything in terms of how your team does. Like, the Raiders just had Josh Jacobs; they didn't make the playoffs. But yeah, I'm not trying to hate on Bijan Robinson because I think he's going to be a great player. I'm just more hating on what the value is of running backs in the NFL nowadays, where it really sucks for running backs because good running backs, like Damien Harris for the New England Patriots, he's a solid running back. Is he a star? No, but he's solid. If you're playing him, you're not in a great position, but he's okay. He got paid $1.5 million. Like, to get someone like that for that low of a contract versus drafting a guy in the 1st round that you're already going to have to pay more than you're paying Damien Harris, and you're you're using a 1st round pick on that versus maybe a tackle or a corner. But the hit rate, I would assume, on Bijan Robinson, probably close to like 80%, 85, 90%, versus some of these other guys might be like, depends on the position. Some might be like 30, 40. Others are probably like 50%. So definitely something to consider. And you guys can see some of his strengths. Again, he is an elite prospect at the running back position. Here's a quick clip of him. I don't think this is at his pro day, but just preparing for the combine. Very quick, very strong, and really helped out Texas this year. So again, Great player, just don't think it really makes sense for Washington considering all their other needs. And Bijan Robinson, he's a luxury and we not a necessity. So other teams can afford to get him. Us, I don't think so. I think we have other needs that are more important than running back. But again, I understand why some people would not mind drafting him. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.